If you're unsatisfied with some of your relationships and your own emotional maturity, you're at the right place. In this video, I'll share ways in which you can improve your emotional maturity. Hey everyone, welcome to Becoming an Expert at Self-Leadership. I'm Micah, I'm a psychologist, and to me, emotional maturity is something that we can all achieve. And when we do, we've grown to a place of an awareness of emotions and their importance in ourselves and others. And we've developed the capacity to regulate emotions in ourselves and according to the context and relationship, to also be able to support others in getting their emotional needs met. Here are 4 ways you can work on your own emotional maturity, specifically in relationships. Number 1, practice interdependence. Interdependence describes the ability to commit to relationships, depend on others, ask for and accept help, while at the same time not being overly dependent on what others say, think, and do to feel okay within yourself. If you're someone who has a hard time depending on others or committing to relationships, interdependence seems like something that makes you weak or feel smothered to you. What you do and say from this perception and fear may leave your family, friends, and partners feeling alone, pushed away, and or yearning for a closer emotional connection to you. On the other hand, if you tend to be controlling in relationships or clingy, interdependence triggers fears of abandonment in you. This could be emotional and or physical abandonment. What you say and do from this fear in your relationships may make others feel suffocated or like they don't have the space they need to take ownership of themselves and do things in a way that's true to them. No matter where you're coming from, and it can be a mix of both, you can raise your emotional maturity by becoming aware of what you bring into relationships. Often it also helps to understand why. Because then you can start acting differently on the fundament of that awareness. It's also crucial to learn self-regulation so that relationships can be something that allows you to feel close to others, and you don't have to cling to or reject others just to feel good within yourself and regulate your own inner emotional state. Number 2, learn to move through conflict. Conflict in the sense of 2 people wanting or needing different things or disagreeing is unavoidable in any relationship. The more you develop emotional maturity, the better you'll be able to deal with conflict whenever it arises. An emotionally mature way of moving through conflict starts out by acknowledging it whenever it arises on the big and small scale. Conflict can feel scary, confusing, or overwhelming, and a quick way of dealing with these feelings is by denying that conflict exists, by declaring something is fine when it isn't, by saying there's nothing to talk about when there actually is. So that's something to watch out for and practice. Acknowledge conflict and problems. Otherwise, you'll have further problems down the road of the relationship, and it'll be a mystery to you where they came from. Having said that, emotional maturity also means to be able to prioritize what you want to work on in a relationship and not turn every little thing that annoys you into a huge discussion. It means to be able to stop yourself and take breaks from and during conflict. An emotionally less mature way of being in conflict is when conflict has become a chronic state that can have different reasons. For some reason, you may be seeking the stress hormones of conflict, maybe to distract yourself from the vulnerability beneath. Or you may rather keep fighting than stop interacting because that would make you feel abandoned. In any case, constant fighting, drama, and conflict is not a good place to stay at. Next, you can practice acknowledging individual contributions to a conflict. Two emotionally less mature extremes are either excessively blaming things on other people or turning everything into your own fault. So practice rationally distinguishing the contributions of the individuals that are involved in a conflict. Not so you know who to blame, but for clarification, so you can each take ownership of your contribution and then be and move closer again. Practice honestly considering the feedback you're getting and letting go of the things that are outside of your control and that you're not responsible for. Continuing from there, you can practice disagreeing in a way that allows you to still feel emotionally close, even when you're moving through conflict. We all have natural human attachment needs, and there is a way of using attachment-friendly language and creating an attachment-friendly environment in your relationship that allows you to talk, communicate, and even disagree that doesn't threaten people's attachment needs. Number 3, improve your ability to support yourself and other people. The more we mature emotionally, the better we become at acknowledging, understanding, and taking care of emotional needs. An emotionally immature approach to emotional needs is not to be aware that they exist or to disregard them or to focus excessively on other people's needs or to focus excessively on your own emotional needs. Emotional needs are emotional experiences all humans need to thrive, to be happy, healthy, creative, and connected. Two prominent ones are the need to feel seen, close, understood, and appreciated, and the need to express ourselves, our individuality, and to be able to make our own choices. And we all have these emotional needs and more. The more you acknowledge the existence of emotional needs, the better you'll be able to be aware of them and learn how to satisfy them in yourself. And depending on the context and relationship, also support others in getting their emotional needs fulfilled. Specifically, this includes skills like learning how to be assertive, ask for what you want and need, set boundaries, learning how to show interest in others, how to understand others and communicate understanding, how to validate and express appreciation. Number 4, figure out what matters to you. A crucial component of emotional maturity is to figure out what matters to you and then turn that into a guiding thread for your life. And what matters to you can be different from relationship to relationship. To build emotional maturity, it helps to think about the individual relationships you have and ask yourself, what do I value about this relationship? What would I like this relationship to be like? What's the optimal level of closeness or distance for this relationship? What can I do to move this relationship a bit closer into the direction of where I want it to be? This clarity about your values, goals, and intentions will help you align what you say and do in individual situations so that your behavior and words fit into the bigger picture. Often, when we act emotionally immaturely, it's because we acted from an impulse or urge, and later we realize that that urge and impulse doesn't fit into the bigger picture we're aiming for, so we regret what we said or did. Knowing your bigger picture is a great guide for your actions. It also helps you observe your inner world from an observer's perspective and make sense of what you find there. It helps you know how you want to treat yourself and others.